Alrighty, we're here in Tampa, Florida, and I just checked into this old school La Quinta. This is one of the old, I don't know what you call it, like mission style ones. It really has that, Tex-Mex architecture to it. And actually one of the old ones that has exterior corridors. There's not many of these left that are still flagged as La Quintas, so this should be interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and start up my rental here, which is a beautiful Mazda CX-9 from Hertz with audio that I needed to figure out how to turn off every time it starts. So we got room 215, so I'm going to swing around here and see what we're dealing with. Actually, the grounds in the front are pretty nice. Definitely an older looking place when you come back here though. Now if I saw that map right, I should be basically all the way in the very, very back on the second floor. Yeah, excuse me for not putting my seatbelt on for the 100 feet that I drove over here. It doesn't even stop when you put it in park. That's crazy. So you got a corridor here. A little dingy. Alright, 215. Alright, time to use this most interesting key reader. Oops, did not mean to let the door slam. Oh, this is an odd layout. Alrighty, I ran around and turned the lights on in here just so we can get, a better start to the video here, can actually see. Two observations as I was just walking around the room turning on lamps. This is actually pretty cool, and it's also pretty run down. So let's take a more detailed dive here at everything. First off, coming right in the room, we have some most interesting repairs that have been done to this door. Latch lock does work. Deadbolt's good. Peephole's good, so we're taken care of in the basics in the security department. Carpet is pretty worn out, particularly at the door. And it's just like kind of everything in here is pretty worn and beat up from lots of use over the years. But I had to admit, I do kind of like this old stucco finish on the walls. It's kind of cool. And by far my favorite thing about the room is this doorway to the bathroom with the arched entry. That's just really cool. And it's kind of a bizarre layout where we have the bathroom in the very front of the room to the left as you enter. Haven't seen anything quite like it. So, but yeah, before we get to the bathroom, we'll take a look at the rest of the room. Starting right here at this amazing curtain. They probably bought this thing just yesterday. I had to appreciate a little bit of the ambition using electrician's tape to try to fix this giant hole. This one, I guess I just ran out of tape and didn't bother. I mean, this is pretty bad. The things that cheap out on, drapes are just not it. I mean, this thing is so old. You can see like just the grease from everybody's hands grabbing the end has darkened it. And who knows how long this thing's been in here. The windows in this room are in surprisingly good shape, so I'll give them that. They're actually relatively clean too. But this curtain should have gone probably 5 years ago, so that's not great. At least it looks like the shear is in moderately decent shape by comparison, so there's that. PTAC unit looks like it's a standard Amana. Cover's just been taken off, which honestly I prefer that to sitting on here broken. It's putting out nice cool air and it has a constant fan option, so good job there. I'm a little afraid to look at this filter. Actually, pretty clean. So, what do you know, this place has some surprises in for me. Then the rest of the room with this kind of, backwards layout, we got the first bed right here. And I guess I'll make this bed. I've got another guest showing up later, so I'll make this the one I tear apart. Right off the bat, the more modern bed linens are nice, though it would be nicer if they were not stained. The reason travelers like all white linens because it's easy to tell when they're dirty. And these definitely have a little bit of scum going on. Like I noticed this one in particular. A couple mystery marks. So, not such a great start. But, alright, benefit of the doubt. Let's see what the rest of this thing looks like. So under this little coverlet thing, we have a comforter that is surprisingly clean, actually. I can't tell by the tone of my voice, that is not what I was expecting to find. Huh. Well, color me surprised. Look at that. Got something right here. It's actually a pretty nice comforter, too. Who would have thought? These linens are pretty nice, too. A little beefier, more like what you'd expect to see at, a mid-scale hotel, which I guess La Quinta technically is, even though this one doesn't really feel like it. Mattress is actually decent-ish by the feel of it. Feels a little old, but these pillows are pretty terrible. This thing is just nothing but lumps, and it's tiny. It's clean at least, but I mean, really, that's... You get 2 of these pillows. Oh, this one's even worse. There's like nothing to it. It's like a ball of scraps that used to be a pillow. At least it's clean. I'll give them that. Oh, let's see what we're dealing with here. I got one of these old-fashioned, it's not even a queen-size comforter. This is like a twin, or a twin mattress cover, rather. A couple stains on it and things. I always hate these things because they get like wrinkled up at night when you try to sleep. Most hotels got rid of them a good 10, 20 years ago. So, I mean, bed, if you were to rank it, I guess the word might be sleepable. You can do it, it's just not great. I'm guessing this one's going to be more of the same. Between the beds, we have this itty-bitty nightstand and some banged-up Panduit back here on the wall. One free outlet socket that you can use to plug in your devices. And interestingly, no alarm clock. It's beat up. It's clean, at least. Kind of noticing a trend. Looks like this is the original lamp with a new lamp shade on it. You can kind of see the old styling on this thing. At least it's decent. So, I'll take a look at the back side of the room. One of the things that's kind of apparent when you come in is how the it looks like they caulked along the top of this this brick, and it's all kind of come apart, and it's pretty obvious when you walk in. A lot of scuffs and mystery things on the walls, so yeah. Decent little desk area, though. It kind of doubles as a table. They've actually got some outlets up here on the top. 2 mismatched chairs, but there's still 2 chairs. It's wall that needs to be repainted badly. And even more outlets down there. If we could just maybe... The number of outlets you have underneath the desk, they could put this thing in the nightstand to be golden. Surprisingly new phone. Wasn't expecting that either. These are always the most interesting rooms to review. The ones that there's no consistent theme to this at all. It's just all over the place. Got a closet. Actually have a clean and almost properly equipped closet. More than 3 hangers would be nice, but still got your ironing board, luggage rack. Workable. Mini fridge and microwave. Well, I mean, one thing I can't fault them on, the room is clean. Fridge needs to be defrosted, but it's clean. Their ice bucket here. And of course our little dresser in the front of the room. Economy TV, it's workable. So, we'll go through my favorite little archway here and take a look at the bathroom. And this thing looks original. Between a tile, this like tri-mirror thing. It actually is kind of charming. I don't mind this. A little bit worn, but, you know, kind of to be expected. Plumbing fixtures, worn but serviceable. Got our, I don't really want to kind of single cup coffee maker, you know, the 1 cup at a time coffee maker. It's not like a Keurig, but I prefer these in hotel rooms since it's easier to keep them clean. You know, and actually, this is surprisingly decent, I have to admit. Actually pretty quality linens too. I could do clean old. It's pretty much the rule of the day here. Got our bathroom. Feel like I'm being teleported to 1989 in here. Light is very dim. That's probably the biggest thing they've got going against them here. Other than that, though, again, everything seems clean. And actually in decent condition. I love this thing in the front of the tub. Oh wow, look at that. I'm not surprised that the drain is messed up. I'd say I'd be surprised if the drain wasn't messed up. Got some issues with caulking in the corner. The trim kit on the shower is rusted out, but I mean, this is nothing that crazy. Actually, it's kind of remarkable the decent condition that this tub is in, really. It's worn, but it's clean. Let's see, good water pressure. Hasn't been using a bit. Shower head is, you know, it's one of these things. It's where you see them in a million of these older hotels. Decent pressure, works. Overall, I'd say, I mean, this place is a little bit grungy. It's probably the best word for it. A little run down, but nothing egregious here. It's kind of what I expected, to be honest. Really, the biggest draw for someone into hotels like me is getting to stay in one of these old school La Quinta properties. Most of the older ones like this have been downgraded to another brand, and I would guess this one's probably not too far off from that same fate by the looks of things. But it's cool getting to see one of these places. So, yeah, if you want the old school La Quinta experience and you want a bargain here in Tampa, this place is cheap, and you can do it. So, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and that is it.